Wow. All right. Are we live? I can't tell. It's almost impossible to know. Oh, there we go. We are live now. Okay, I put up a link from George Webb, which details the connections between governance and diseases specifically that have been created and produced at Fort Detrick, Maryland, with the intention of testing those diseases against populations. All right. And so my first point is everybody who wants to live on, well, I'll add another point here. What I've just been listening to is how diseases affect the soul. A disease weakens the soul, whereas an accident does not. So these diseases are detrimental to one's soul health as well as to one's bodily health. We need to resist and prevent these diseases insofar as it is possible. And I'll get into that in a few minutes. Okay, today we're talking about what government is trying to do to maintain a sense of order in a time when defense and bioweapons contracting is big business, and it's also the only sure way to remain funded. Okay, it's all about funding for medical research, ostensibly to save us, but in fact, the same medical research is used to create the problem reaction solution. We have to remain healthy. We have to stay out of the way of these diseases. And so, in fact, the lockdown is our primary protection against these diseases from spreading. The government is doing a couple of stupid things in regard to this way of staying free from these diseases. They're bringing diplomats and people home from other countries where the diseases are prevalent. That's pretty dumb. All right, that's pretty dumb. That doesn't work out real well. So, as you who are my friends know, I just got out of the hospital. I have a heart problem. Hi, Star Child. And so I'm online looking at those solfeggio frequency tones to saturate my body with sound so I can heal. And wow, I got some really interesting information about that because these solfeggio tones affect the body's vitality. Okay. And I also found out that human bodies are composed either primarily of carbon or primarily of calcium. All right. The Anunnaki, I always have problems saying that. Genetic exercise, 208,000 years ago, that the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve operation, okay, caused the human genome and human DNA to favor and work toward a calcium organism and away from a carbon organism. And how do you tell whether you're calcium or carbon? All right. If you have a silver ring and you wear the silver ring, if it corrodes and becomes black, you're primarily a carbon being. If it doesn't, if it gets shinier the more you wear it, you are primarily a calcium being. All right. And humans are both. All right. And the differences between being carbon and being calcium is that people who are calcium beings have lower voices. There's no soprano that isn't a carbon being, and there's no base that isn't a calcium being. And the primary food for calcium beings is potatoes. And the primary food for carbon beings is grains. Okay, we got that. So that's set up. So there are 4 solfeggio frequencies that I want to refer you to right now. If you are a carbon-based being, if you turn silver rings black, okay, the solfeggio frequency you want to focus on and utilize to feel better is 528. 528 will help you feel better. All right. If you're wondering, or if you're half and half and you're wondering what to do, the solfeggio frequency for that is 417. All right. 417 is to kind of seek your status. All right. Now, and the other 2 are for calcium-based people who do not corrode a silver ring. When you are disturbed or anxious or full of regret, 639 is your solfeggio frequency to enhance that sense of wanting to do something else. All right, you want to be better, you want to improve, you want to get over something. Okay, 639 is for you. Finally, if you're a creative person and you're calcium based, you don't corrode a silver ring, your solfeggio frequency is 963. And what that does in you is to create wonder that will attract the knowledge that you're looking for. Okay. So those 4 frequencies help those types of people. But not all solfeggio frequencies help everybody. All right. Because some of us are more calcium and some of us are more carbon. I hope I'm making some sense here. All right. In any case, our souls are affected by disease, and what we need to do is prevent ourselves from catching these diseases, which means we want to isolate ourselves permanently until all these diseases have basically, they're going to hybridize and they're going to kind of dissipate. That's what diseases do. And that's why Fort Detrick, Maryland keeps asking for money to develop more diseases, because they want to get paid to test them on people. And they test them on the people who are, quote, the inferior people, because under commercial treaties and maritime admiralty law, people are nothing but consumables, consumable products. Now, understand, the legal system supports what is going on right now with the propagation of disease, and it makes me sick just thinking about this. All right. So, in order to remain isolated and stay away from people, because the diseases are being propagated by the same people who are working to create the vaccines that propagate the diseases more, all right, we need to think in terms of having an independent source of survival, okay? Working for a company, okay, you can work for a company, but basically we want to become as independent as possible. We want to be in community with people who are clean living, who know about hygiene and health, who know about thrift, who know how to get along in a dangerous world. So that's the thought. That's just the thought. I mean, I've thrown a lot at you today, and I don't want to overload the system. Okay, so think about how to get independent and separate and on your own feet with people you know and trust, who know about nutrition, who know about hygiene, who know about thrift, who are not just seeking the company of crowds. Okay, seeking the company of crowds is probably the stupidest thing you can do right now. Okay, I hope I'm making some sense. I hope you'll tell me if I'm making some sense. Give me some feedback, okay? And this has been Emily Craig, and it is Friday, the 10th of April, 2020. And God bless you all. I love you who follow me and who make a stab at some of this stuff, which is really, a lot of it's very new. A lot of it's very new. It's new to me too. And I'm feeling better, and I hope you are too. Bye-bye.